What's going on, guys? This is Ryan here, and I'm back with another reaction video. This time, it's gonna be something different. I won't be reacting to trailers. Instead, I'll be reacting to, you know, a movie plot leak of some kind. And, as you can see from the title, it's gonna be from the most hyped movie of this year. Oh no, that was Zack Snyder's Justice League. But, the most hyped movie of this year right now. So, Spider Man No Way Home. My god, there's been so much gossip around this movie. I I don't know. I'm believing everything they're throwing at me. Like, oh, Alfred Molina is in this. Wow, I'm happy. Green Goblin's gonna be in this. Okay, bring it on. Andrew Garfield and Toby are gonna be in this. I mean, oh, give it to me. Give it to me, please. Oh god. It is so good to hear all of that, but I just don't want to be disappointed when none of this shit ever happens and maybe Alfred Molina lied. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to jinx it. I really want this to happen, but at the same time, I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. So, yeah, we're gonna watch a video from this channel called The Cosmic Wonder. Uh, they've been posting some really juicy information regarding the Spider-Man No Way Home plot and the theories and casting rumors and all the hot gossip surrounding the movie. And this channel is so good. I mean, they post really cool stuff. Like you would think, I mean, I've seen some people online criticize this channel for, uh, saying the trailer is gonna be out soon, and making like 4 or 5 videos about it, but it never happens. But I feel like, you know, no one can, pinpoint the specific date for a trailer release, to be honest. And he's just relaying information that someone else, essentially provided to them. So, Cosmic Wonder is back with another video about the real plot leak. Apparently, real plot leak. I have no idea if it's gonna turn out to be real or not. I mean, if that's true, then hey, I might be happy. I might not be happy because I'd already would have watched this and would basically get all spoiled and stuff. So yeah, let's check out the video, guys. I'm super excited for this video in general and for this video and No Way Home in general. So before we get into this reaction, leave a like, leave a subscribe. It really helps the channel out. And yeah, share your thoughts down below regarding what you think is gonna happen in Spider-Man No Way Home. And without any further ado, guys, let's get this.
战过后关键金曲7月3日0点起，蜘蛛人
Oh,
离家日。
What's going on, everybody?
excuse me?
Welcome back to
Wait, excuse me? Did I hear that correct? Was that guys? No way. No Way Home, but no way. That was Toby's theme. Oh god.
the Cosmic Wonder, and
What's up, Warren?
it looks like Sony Japan that is, might have pulled a whoopsie this morning by releasing this on accident. It's a mini teaser trailer of the actual teaser trailer. It simply tells us when the release date is going to be. However, it is unconfirmed right now if this is indeed legitimate. This is going around everywhere online right now. And if this is true, then, well, we only have 3 days to wait until we get the official Spider-Man No Way Home teaser. Now, I found out a little bit of Spider-Man No Way Home teaser trailer information that I'll share some of in this video. And I also have found out that there are actually some plot leaks out there that are very, very true. And that's what I'm going to be discussing in this video. So if you love Spider-Man and want to stay up to date on No Way Home, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the
I'm already subscribed, bro. I'm already subscribed. This channel is so good. You guys should check this channel out. I'll put a link in the description below, even though he's way more famous than I am. But come on.
These videos. But before we get started, big thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Skillshare is an online learning community that that offers that. Get started. Now I'm good.
Honestly, before I get into this, I just want to say that did sound like a somewhat updated version of Toby's theme. So I don't know, maybe it's legit. I know,
I'm gonna
man.
go ahead and say that this leak is probably fake. Even if the trailer does come out on July 22nd, I still believe that this particular video isn't real. My main thinking behind this is that
There goes everything. There goes everything I've said in the past 5 minutes.
there's a really weird Spider-Man in the beginning that seems to be edited in, and his shoulders just covering the release date, which apparently is July 22nd.
Oh,
One, it seems
yeah.
like this is really not very good editing, and
Uh,
two, it's a little too convenient that his shoulder is barely covering the release date. If Sony Japan, or Sony in general, were going to put out a teaser for a teaser, they would actually give us the date. They wouldn't just show
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah.
And that's really my
Exactly. They would literally show the date after all the title reveal and all the, subtitles and shit are done with. Like, come on. I didn't even notice that. I was like, man, man, come on.
main reasoning for thinking that this is probably not too legitimate. However, I do believe the trailer is coming soon, and I'll tell you a little bit on what I know. For starters, as some of you may know because I've mentioned it a few times, I have two trailer sources
nice
from
hair.
all the way back to Avengers Endgame to Shang-Chi to the Eternals to the What If trailer dropping the other week. They've all been right about the release dates.
Okay.
However, there is a little bit of a catch. They usually don't find out when the trailers are dropping until a few days before. So I checked with both of my sources. They haven't heard anything yet. But what I have heard and seen online from legitimate sources and people is that the trailer is expected to come out between now and the release of Marvel's What If on Disney Plus, which comes out August 11th. So there's only about a 20-day window in which the Spider-Man trailer could come out right now, assuming that these sources are correct about the window. And right now, that's really all that we've heard. Unfortunately, I do think that this is fake, but of course there is always the possibility that it could be real. And yes, Spider-Man No Way Home is the worst kept secret in Hollywood.
I mean, honestly, why would they even delay the trailers? Like, the movie comes out in November, and you still haven't released the teaser. Like, what kind of marketing is this? I mean, it's fun. It keeps you on edge, but why? It feels like torture, man. Come on.
Hollywood right now, but I'm not sure if Sony Japan or anybody else from Sony is dropping teasers about the teaser. If they are, what an interesting tactic, and I mean, hey, it's gonna work, but we'll have to wait and see on that. Now, like I said, I have heard things about some specific plot leaks out there, and one of them out there is very legitimate, and of course I'm going to go over it, and I've actually gone over it before. This was
image is
before
so
I had
good.
any confirmation that it was indeed real, and typically with plot leaks, there's always typically something that is true about it. We've learned since Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame and the rest of the movies and shows that have come out, typically with plot leaks there are aspects of each plot leak that is real. However, with this particular plot leak, I've been told that pretty much all of it is legitimate. And I've even seen some people online.
All of it is legitimate? Are you sure about that?
And like Grace Randolph stating that there is a 100% real plot leak out there online right now, and I believe.
Wait, I've actually seen Grace tweet out something about this. Like, there's a real plot leak floating around on the net, but there's so many, I don't even know which one is real. It's almost like there's nothing left for this movie to show me, right? I'm only gonna be hyped by, seeing these characters if they are in the movie, that is.
It's this one. So, if you don't want to really know, now is your chance to click away.
Man, I really don't want to get spoiled, but because if this is true, then it's probably gonna turn out bad for me in the theater. How can it turn bad? It's freaking Spider-Man. It's 3 Spider-Man. My favorite Marvel superhero. It cannot turn bad. Bring it on, boy. Bring it on. I'm ready.
I will say it's what we've been talking about this entire time, so it won't be that big of a surprise, but it sure is exciting. So,
Okay.
let's go. Again, I've talked about this one
That
before,
Toby
but
picture
let's
looks
talk
so
about it
good.
like this is actually what is going to happen. It
Okay.
starts off by saying, Peter's life is ruined after his identity was revealed at the end of the last Spider-Man
Huh, you think?
movie, Spider-Man No Way Home. He is now facing trial, and Matt Murdock is his lawyer. Peter goes to Doctor Strange and asks
Nice.
him to cast a spell to make everyone forget that he is Spider-Man. Doctor Strange
This legit makes sense. I mean, I thought this was like one of the first theories that anyone came up with. Like, he will ask Doctor Strange to basically wipe out everyone's minds, so no one remembers stuff. Because I feel like for Marvel heroes, keeping your identity a secret doesn't matter for anyone at all except Peter Parker, because he actually has a life outside of superhero shit. So uh, everyone else is just no masks, no nothing. They're just there all chilling and stuff. But Peter, no one can know. Cause come on,
actually agrees to this, but
I myself wear a mask on, so no one can know. But why am I comparing myself to Peter? I'm neither a genius nor a Spider-Man. So okay, I should stop.
something goes wrong with the spell, and they break reality and bring
Oh,
5 Spider-Man villains of other dimensions into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The
okay.
Green Goblin from Spider-Man 1,
All
Doc
right.
Ock from Spider-Man 2, the Sandman from Spider-Man 3,
Yay!
Lizard from The Amazing Spider-Man, and Electro from The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Norman
I'm worried about this. There's just one thing I'm worried about. One thing. I hate pausing the video, but this one thing. All the Toby villains, except maybe Green Goblin, had the character arcs completed. They were no longer villains by the end of it. Like, the Sandman apologized, and he went away with the wind. He was gone with the wind, one might say. Uh, Doc Ock died a hero. Green Goblin died, being Green Goblin. But that's whatever. Electro was, as for Electro died a villain. I don't want to say Electro was a villain. Like, come on. If you just calling him a freak and stuff like that, that would make a guy go nuts. And plus, he's been tortured and treated like shit all his life. So, hey man, when you have the power, when you have that much power, which also somehow increases your aggression, you're gonna do that shit, man. So, as for Lizard, I feel like Lizard turned good as well, right? Yeah, yeah. Lizard was redeemed in the end, and so I'm just worried about how they're gonna explain that. Maybe I don't want them to say that it's an alternate version of the things that we've already seen, because that would really suck. That would mean, but it would also mean that maybe Goblin has a new costume, maybe Doc Ock has a new costume. Maybe that's why maybe Electro is now yellow in color instead of blue. So, but I mean, while it may be cool, but I'm really not into that kind of stuff. I really want them to be the same guys, but also I'm really uncertain how they're gonna do it. But let's get into the theory, and we're just gonna have to find out in the movie, I guess.
Osborn is talking to the others, asking what is the last thing that they remember, and they all
Okay.
say that Spider-Man killed them. That's the last thing they remember,
Huh.
dying at the hands of Spider-Man. And this is what each of them individually say. Doctor Strange wants to take them back to their original dimensions, but the villains fear that returning would mean that they would return exactly where they came from, meaning they would die again at the
Huh.
hands of Spider-Man.
Now this is a nice theory. I like this. Yeah, I like this, man.
Doctor Strange is keeping
Wait, the Sandman did not die. What the hell? Sandman and Lizard did not die. Neither did Goblin. No. I mean, Green Goblin died, but not Harry Osborn from Amazing Spider-Man 2. He did not die. But the Sandman did not die, right? Am I?
all of these villains trapped in a magical prison. And Peter doesn't really feel right about that. So Norman Osborn, aka the Green Goblin, manipulates Peter into freeing them, making him feel
course.
guilty for their deaths.
Of
This
course.
leads to a major conflict between Doctor Strange and Peter Parker. So Peter fights Doctor Strange and breaks the key, which is a cube that held them captive.
I'm sorry, what? Ugh, come on. Peter, you're like, why? I mean, I can understand why he's just like, what, 17, 18? It's gonna be 17 or 18. And I know kids that age make dumb decisions. I've been through all that shit, but come on.
In the prison, and the villains are now free. They start destroying parts of New York, and to stop them, Peter somehow brings Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man into the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Somehow.
Then there's a big rematch between Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2, a big rematch between Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and Elektra from The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then the final battle is going to be at the Statue of Liberty with the three Spider-Mans fighting together, fighting the Sinister Six. And the person who provided this plot leak said, to be clear, I have no idea who the sixth member is or when and how he comes to the scene. And that very well could mean that it's going to be a villain from our own universe. Since all of these other characters are indeed multiversal villains, it would make sense to have at least one villain from our own universe. Heck, maybe even Mysterio is alive, which is something that I kind of believe and hope for. And I wouldn't put it past the Master of Illusions, Mysterio, to still be alive, his whole death being a grand illusion. But this is the plot.
Hey, that works.
Now, let's talk about some key parts to this.
There's one thing I do not understand. If you're gonna bring in Doctor Strange into this movie, you can easily send all of these evil Spider-Men and not evil Spider-Man, the villains. You can easily send all of these villains back to their own universes, right? And you can easily fight them off. Like you're the freaking Sorcerer Supreme, man. Come on, you should like be able to snap and just immobilize them or something. Like, why is there even a need for a Spider-Man in this movie then if you have Doctor Strange in it? That's my only issue. But again, I do not know if all of this is gonna happen, but we just have to find out.
One key part is actually something that we've been
What a
hearing for
guy.
a very long time.
Aw.
It was reported on well over a year ago that Spider-Man himself, Peter Parker, would actually be responsible for releasing the villains. Now, at first, that was really all of the context
Yeah.
that we were given, just that Spider-Man releases the villains. We
Yeah.
didn't really know what that meant, though. However, now we do. Doctor Strange actually puts them in a magical prison. Then, Peter Parker releases them. That's how it happens. Now, as far as the villains actually coming into our reality, Loki kind of explains how this could happen. The multiverse is now a thing. There are tons and tons of branched
True.
alternate timelines. And there weren't before. There was just one sacred timeline. And perhaps Doctor Strange, although I would find it very odd if he didn't know, but perhaps he doesn't know about all of these alternate branches yet. Because that could be happening at the exact same time he's dealing with Peter Parker. So he casts a spell that
Oh,
before
interesting.
probably wouldn't have been that big of a deal.
Interesting.
But now, since there are multiple timelines and branches,
Yeah.
it is a big deal, and it does actually affect the multiverse. And this could be how they come in. Doctor Strange isn't aware that another timeline is so close to theirs, so the spell ends up bringing other variants into the MCU. And from here, something else that is in this plot leak that has been talked about for a while is that Peter Parker and Doctor Strange aren't going to agree on something. Well,
Okay.
we now know what that is. It's the fact that
Yeah,
Doctor Strange
yeah.
is holding these villains in a prison cell and wants to send them back to their original timelines. Now, of course, this would in turn kill them because that's what was going to happen to them before, Spider-Man killing them. So our Peter Parker, being a Spider-Man variant, feels guilty about this and somewhat responsible since they are dying to a Spider-Man, even though it's not him. So this is clearly their disagreement. Doctor Strange thinks they should be sent back, even if it's going to kill them, and Peter Parker disagrees. Whatever Peter's solution could have been on how to save them, who knows? But it doesn't matter because he ends up breaking them out and they end up causing havoc on New York. And the final
can
scene is on
understand.
the Statue of Liberty, which we actually know this to be real as well. We've actually seen leaked photos of the Statue of Liberty on the Spider-Man set, and we've actually seen the Statue of Liberty holding a Captain America shield. So who knows what's
That's
happening
kinda
there, but
goofy.
exciting nonetheless.
Yeah.
So be
Yeah.
sure to let me know what you think about this plot leak, as I've been told that it is pretty much legitimate. This is probably
there's one thing that's gonna throw me off, because there's two things I did not like about Homecoming and Far From Home. Were there were so many jokes in it, and like the stakes were high, but at the same time there was a lot of humor. And honestly, this does not feel like a movie that would require a lot of humor, especially because Peter is in a bad state right now, and he needs help. He needs a lot of it. And I can see Ned making some jokes and MJ making some jokes, but I would appreciate if they toned down the humor for this movie at least a bit, because that's what I didn't like about Homecoming and Far From Home. But otherwise, they're good movies. So, uh, yeah, I'm saying this because, if I see the Statue of Liberty holding a freaking huge Captain America shield, I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna either laugh or I'm gonna cringe so hard, because it's just the way I am, guys. Deal with it. Come on.
Probably what we're going to be seeing in Spider-Man No Way Home. So let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and of course for live.
Honestly, guys, the news, the plot leaks, I don't know. At this time, I'm just believing everything they're throwing at me, like I said before. And it's kind of fascinating to see how they go about the story, because, if someone does it well, it could be really well done. If this is good, it could be really good. But even if there's one single misstep, I feel like the connection would be lost somewhere. Like, uh, it won't feel like a Spider-Man movie anymore or something like that. And I honestly, I don't want to feel that. And my expectations from this movie are kind of high. They are very high, honestly. Like, you know, call me nostalgic, or like Raimi fan and Andrew fan or whatever, but I honestly prefer those movies, those five movies, more compared to Homecoming and Far From Home, because I honestly did not like Homecoming, and Far From Home I liked because there were some scenes that were so good, they were so well done. The Mysterio illusions, the final battle. Along with that, there were so many things that I did not like about those two movies, because essentially, you know, the most common thing being Spider-Man, Spider-Man's problems essentially being problems of Tony Stark, that are, like, left unresolved and stuff, and he has to pay the price for him. That's not what Spider-Man does, honestly. Like, come on. Uh, but I want to see Spider-Man being badass. Like, I want to feel powerful, like, Toby's and Andrews, and they better have great swinging scenes. Like, they should get in the guys who did the scenes from the Amazing Spider-Man movies, because those swinging scenes were, oh, so good. They were brilliant. Um, and I hope the movie is good. I hope the movie is nothing short of great, to be honest, because honestly, I'm still not that much of a big fan of Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but I really want to change that. I really want to accept him as Spider-Man. I want to see him being badass and do badass stuff. So yeah, I'm really stoked about this movie. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you think is gonna happen in this movie, and uh, what are your thoughts? Do you think all of the theories are lies or what? And uh, what do you want to see in this movie? Is it a bit too much? Is it a bit overcrowded? Should it be toned down a bit? Should it need more humor? Should it need less humor? Um, and yeah, that's about it. And let me know what you thought about the video. You guys can check out the Cosmic Wonder. I've linked his channel down below, so be sure to check him out. He's an awesome guy. He is the Spider-Man, you know, journalist, right? he's basically J. Jonah Jameson. No, not really. Yeah, he's like Peter Parker, but instead of just clicking pictures, he's giving us all the juicy gossip about him. So yeah, be sure to leave a like in this video, leave a subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day, enjoy yourselves, and bye bye.